Alright everyone, it's time for some more happy times with regards to alternative video hosting sites. Today we're talking about Dailymotion. Yesterday I did Library, today Dailymotion. There's a link in the description of this video cross-platform to my Dailymotion account. There will also on YouTube be a comment pinned in the description of the video. The comment section rather. And the reason why I keep doing this, of course, since the beginning of the year I think this channel on YouTube has added, 20,000 subscribers. A large proportion of which are not aware of the fact that I'm on these other platforms. Every once in a while it makes sense to talk about them, to give people other options, because there are always people alienated by YouTube because it keeps censoring their favorite creators. Even if you're not kicked off the platform, I don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, is my YouTube channel still there? I don't worry about that, but I do worry about massive downturns in viewership as the result of their priority creator nonsense, and as the result of more direct forms of censorship as well, algorithmic manipulation. This has already happened. On a day-to-day basis, sometimes YouTube's algorithm changes, all of a sudden my channel starts skyrocketing, then it changes again, and all of a sudden it starts, losing steam. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And sites like Dailymotion are more stable. Now, in the French-speaking world, it's actually quite a competitive platform. You've got to understand there is a significant number of users on Dailymotion. On there, you're getting exactly the same things that I put on YouTube, but you're getting it off of YouTube. There are some people who prefer this. Also, if my YouTube channel ever were compromised, all the material's still going to be there, the old and the new, on Dailymotion, the same as it is these other platforms, which over the course of the next few days, I'm talking about. Again, it's been like 6 months since I did a pitch for any of them. It's about time to do it again. I was one of the first creators of any size to begin branching out in this manner. Not just to Alt-Tech, but Dailymotion and other sites that were pre-existing. Like I got a WordPress account for my books blog because I was uncomfortable with just having a Google-fed blog spot. Now, it definitely works. There's no problem with it. Blogspot's great and it's customizable and I find it easy to use, but I wanted WordPress also. Some people don't want to use any Google products at all. They boycott them all. Well, then they can visit my books blog. They can go and they can see my videos. They don't have to use YouTube. I like giving people choice. I was one of the first creators to do this because I saw the writing on the wall after the 2016 election. After that, it was clear that the tech sites were going to be pressured by outside groups to censor things. And they were. And I was right. And there are a lot of people who unfortunately didn't get the hint early on. And they only started diversifying after their main presences had already been torpedoed. The problem is that once that presence is torpedoed, people had no way to find their new work as easily. The only people that followed them were people that were really engaged with the material. You have a much larger passive audience at any given time that engages less with your material, but they still like it. They cared enough to subscribe, they care enough to view the material, but they don't sit there and update themselves on an hourly basis of whether you're still there on YouTube. And so I decided to give people a choice. Dailymotion, by the way, it is a stable platform. I've never really had anything other than a couple of minor glitches there. Usually related to Opera not working well with it, and so I end up sometimes having to use Pale Moon, which is really funny because that's like, at this point, taking a step into the Stone Age. It's crazy how I have to use multiple browsers for things these days. I think it's a good video site. I've had a few instances where their bots decided to kick me off of the site, but they've always restored my account. Usually related to false copyright. They have the same problem that YouTube has with the fact that they deploy automated algorithms. But, and there's the other thing. The larger your audience is on a site, the more likely you are to get a real person really looking into the case if there is a problem. If you have a smaller presence, and I don't agree with this because there's nothing wrong with having less subscribers or whatever. It's like, it's out of principle. But really, let's be pragmatic and honest here. If you have a lot of subscribers on a site, if you have a large presence there, you get more deference. You have more latitude. At this point, the channel is 7th in the entire world for the creation category on Dailymotion, as far as the number of followers. And getting right up there, I think it's in the top 600 for followers worldwide as well. That could be the top 500 easily by the end of the year, possibly the top 400. That's called being competitive. I like to release content. To tell the truth, there is something, I just tend to be ambitious and I like to see the success of the content. It gives me a thrill and it makes me more likely to even want to make more work. When I see that, it makes my workaholic kicks in It's like when the book sales go up. It makes me want to edit more. It's just sort of, I guess, a monkey mind reaction to things. Oh, it's definitely an ape-like evolutionary trait, but it works. And it means that, yeah, I'm never going to stop making videos. If I got kicked off of YouTube tomorrow, would I stop? No. No, I'd be making videos. They'd be on BitChute. They'd be on Library. They'd be on Dailymotion. They'd be on Brighteon. Just wouldn't be on YouTube. Well, the videos are still there for anyone who wants to watch them, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. I think content creators need to do this more. Get your own website. It's actually not that difficult. It's called Find Somebody Else Who's Willing to fucking put it together, because most of us don't have the finesse. I could make a website. Probably. After a week, I would have a blank white page with a couple of links on it to say, here, you can watch my videos, and it would be really funny. A month later, I managed to figure out how to embed a picture. It would look like the 90s. It'd be a big problem. That's about all. Peace out.